MOH identifies 50 countries posing risks of spreading Omicron variant. Armed man in custody after standoff forces locked down at UN headquarters. And welcome to Updates at Noon with me, Brenda Paul. 2 men died in a landslide on kilometer 27.10 Jalan Simpang Pulai, Blue Valley in Cameron Highlands. According to the Perak Police Chief, Datuk Mio Fadila Trashwahid, who was at the location, the dead were lorry driver Muhammad Hafiz Hamdi, 31, while the other was Tan Chi Heng, 36, the driver of a multi-purpose vehicle MPV. According to a Perak Fire and Rescue Department spokesman, the lorry driver had responded on the evening of the incident during an effort to rescue him, but he was confirmed to have died. After almost 7 hours of search and rescue operation, the rescue team had succeeded in extricating both the bodies from the 2 vehicles in the landslide last night at about 10 p.m. to be taken to the Raja Permaisuri Badminton Hospital for post-mortem and claims by the next of kin. The vegetable lorry driver was heading to Simpang Pulai from Cameron Highlands, while the MPV driver was going to Pulau Pinang from Gua Musang, Kelantan. State Infrastructure, Energy, Water and Public Transportation Committee Chairman Datuk Muhammad Zulkifli Harun meanwhile said continuous rain caused a landslide at the cut slope area on the route. He said the landslide occurred along a 100-meter stretch and the main route to Cameron Highlands is not safe for all types of vehicles and is still under the control of the concessionaire. And this just came in as the country has recorded its first case of the Omicron variant of COVID-19. Now it involves a 19-year-old foreign student from South Africa who arrived in the country via Singapore on 19 November and had undergone screening upon arrival at the KLIA. All his close contacts have been tested and found negative. Now, the Health Ministry, MOH, has also issued a ban against travellers from 26 countries which were identified as having reported the spread of the Omicron variant from joining the Langkawi tourism bubble GPL. Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah said the countries are United Kingdom, Portugal, Netherlands, Australia, Canada, South Korea, Hong Kong, SAR, China, Israel, Italy, Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Nigeria and Belgium. The others are Japan, Brazil, Norway, Czech Republic, France, Reunion Island, Austria, Saudi Arabia, Spain, Ghana, Republic of Ireland, United Arab Emirates and the United States, California. Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham said for residents of Langkawi from the countries listed or with a history of travel to these countries within 14 days, they must enter via Kuala Lumpur International Airport only. In addition, he said they must undergo a mandatory 14-day quarantine at the stipulated quarantine stations before being allowed to continue their journey to Langkawi. Direct flight to Langkawi is not allowed. Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham said some countries with high risks but did not report the Omicron variant of concern VOC cases are also not allowed to participate in the GPL. At the same time, he said MOH also always conducted risk evaluation based on several set criteria to decide the level of risks of a country before it is allowed to join the GPL. The Home Ministry, KDN, is working to facilitate the process of employers hiring foreign workers through the Immigration Department Workforce Recalibration Program. Its Minister, Datuk Sri Hamzah Zainuddin, said the matter was brought to the Cabinet to request that the Immigration Department is given the authority to approve 70% of the total applications by the employers, and the full approval is only given after receiving confirmation from the Human Resources Ministry. Commenting further on the matter, Dr. Sri Hamzah said previously the employers need to obtain approval from the Human Resources Ministry, and due to many applications, it had caused delays. In the meantime, he said the improvement of the e-visa program to 35 countries compared to 10 countries previously had received good feedback from foreign chambers of commerce. He added with the system, expatriates from the countries involved could get an immigration sticker upon landing compared to 30 days previously. Meanwhile, the minister said the Home Ministry would focus more on improving border control by using high-tech assets after the key performance indicators (KPIs) for the first 100 days of the Home Ministry were achieved. He added this was to address issues such as the entry of illegal immigrants, human trafficking, trafficking drugs or goods to evade taxes. According to the Children's Statistics Malaysia 2021 issued yesterday, the number of children needing care and protection from the relevant institutions for children dropped by 8.2% to 5,858 in 2020 from 6,382 in 2019. Malaysia's Chief Statistician, Dato' Sri Dr. Muhammad Uzair Mahidin said the 5,858 children made up only 0.06% from the total number of children in Malaysia in 2020. Based on the population statistics in 2021, Dato' Sri Muhammad Uzair said children under the age of 18 years were estimated to comprise 9.13 million, or 28% of Malaysia's total population of 32.7 million. He noted that the number of children in 2021 was lesser by about 100,400 from 9.23 million recorded in 2020. The drop was significant in the 0 to 4 years age group, comprising 2.5% or 64,500, following the decline in live births to 470,200 in 2020 from 488,000 in 2019. He added that the Federal Territory of Putrajaya has recorded the highest percentage of children under the age of 18 years at 37.2%, followed by Terengganu 35.6% and Kelantan 34.7%. To meet the need for childcare, Dato' Sri Dr. Muhammad Uzair said the number of registered childcare centres rose by 8.1% to 5,302 in 2020, with the highest number recorded in Selangor, 1,774, followed by Kuala Lumpur, 525 and Perak 413. He said the school enrollment transition rate from the primary to secondary level, meanwhile, showed an increase of 0.6% in 2020 to 89.4% in 2020 from 88.8% in 2019, while that from the lower to higher secondary level increased by 1.4% to 97.9%. The construction cost of the East Coast Rail Link ECRL project remained unchanged at 50.27 billion ringgit, even after the Selangor government approved the proposed ECRL North Line Section C. Transport Minister Dato' Sri B. Kasyong said the Selangor government's decision would finalise the construction of the 665-kilometre ECRL line, which includes 59 tunnels with a total length of 61 kilometres, as well as several flyovers with a total length of 127 kilometres.
Anggaran kos RM50.27 bilion ini mengambil kira kerja-kerja terowong berkembar genting sepanjang 16.39 km menggunakan dua mesin pengorek terowong TBM yang canggih serta terowong serendah sepanjang 14.10 km melalui kaedah letupan dan gerudi.
He said the cost of the ECRL will also include the rolling stock of the ECRL when it operates later, consisting of electric multiple unit EMU, sets for passengers, and locomotives as well as wagons for cargo services. Dato' Sri Wee also said the ECRL North Line would include the Serendah bypass, which is much needed for Kereta Api Tanah Melayu Berhad's KTMB rail services, into the ECRL project scoped. He added that the Serendah bypass is also expected to increase cargo volume for ECRL by accommodating cargo from the East Coast states and existing KTMB routes. The minister added that the construction of the ECRL was also expected to further drive the growth of the construction and building materials sector, as well as support the recruitment of local manpower for construction-related activities. The Perak government has yet to decide on whether to sell raw water to Pulau Pinang through the Sungai Perak Raw Water Transfer Scheme (SPRWTS) project as of now. Perak Menteri Besar Datuk Seri Sarani Mohamad said the state government is currently conducting a detailed study to ensure that the action did not affect the domestic water supply in the state. Elaborating further on the matter, Datuk Seri Sarani said there are no reports yet and the state government does not want to make a wrong decision because they are worried it will cause a water supply shortage in Perak. He also said that officially there is no discussion or any agreement made except during an informal meeting between Pulau Pinang Chief Minister and himself. According to him, the water requirement for the paddy cultivation area in Bagan is also insufficient at certain times because it cannot be accommodated by water from Bukit Merah Lake. The Menteri Besar noted that priorities must be given to domestic usage, which meant that the easy way out of selling raw water is not an option. The Pulau Pinang State Legislative Assembly, which sat yesterday, said the state government is still waiting for feedback from the federal government on the proposal to transfer raw water from Perak through the SPRWTS project. Cristiano Ronaldo penalty seals Manchester United victory in thriller against Arsenal. More details after this. But first, the victory parade to celebrate Kuala Lumpur City FC's success in winning the 2021 Malaysia Cup has been called off due to public safety and health factors. City FC President Tan Sri Anwar Musa said in view of the current COVID-19 pandemic situation, the planned activities in the presence of a large crowd would make it difficult for physical distancing to be observed. Tan Sri Anwar, who is also the Minister of Communications and Multimedia, tweeted that the Victory Parade KL City shuttle for today has to be cancelled as the safety and health of KL City supporters and city residents is top the club's priority. Earlier, Tan Sri Anwar said the parade was being organised to allow city folk to get a closer look at the prestigious trophy and celebrate with the players of KL City FC who emerged champions of the 100th edition of the prestigious football tournament. In the 2021 Malaysia Cup final at the Bukit Jalil National Stadium on Tuesday, KL City FC stunned defending champions Johor Darul Ta'zim JDT 2-0, ending their 32-year wait to lift the trophy. Although he was dropped from the initial list of 28 players called up for the Harimau Malaya squad central training camp, young Johor Darul Ta'zim JDT winger Arif Aiman Muhammad Hanabi was finally been tipped to join the national squad for the 2021 ASEAN Football Federation AFF Cup in Singapore this Sunday. Head coach Tan Cheng Ho said they decided to call Arif Aiman for the final training session to replace his teammate Muhammadul Sumari, who has to attend to his family matters and is nursing an injury after appearing in the Malaysia Cup final against Kuala Lumpur City FC on Tuesday. Although Arif Aiman had not been selected due to concerns of fatigue following a packed playing schedule in the Malaysia League previously, Cheng Ho revealed that the 19-year-old player was instead eager to don the national jersey and play in Singapore.
I think lepas game saya sempat berbual dengan beliau lah dan saya rasa beliau ready untuk skuad kebangsaan dan kita semua very happy that Arif Aiman will be part of the kita punya AFF Suzuki Cup punya skuad kebangsaan dan itu sajalah yang penting kita kena terus fokus tentang perlawanan yang akan datang nantilah ya.
Besides Arif Aiman, Petaling Jaya City FC goalkeeper Kalamullah Al-Hafiz Madrowi has also been selected to replace Perak FC keeper Muhammad Azri Abdul Ghani. Cheng Ho said Muhammad Azri had to forgo the AFF Cup after sustaining a shoulder injury during a recent training session. Cheng Ho also said the loss of KL City midfielders Akram Mahinan and Kenny Palraj due to injury would pose a challenge for coaches who would have to rely on available players for the competition in Singapore. National badminton legend Dato' Lee Chong Wei was awarded an honorary doctorate in sports science in conjunction with the 58th convocation of University Science Malaysia (USM) in Arau, Perlis yesterday. USM Chancellor Tuanku Syed Sirajuddin Putra Jamalulail conferred the doctorate on Dato' Lee at the Green Room in Istana Arau. Dato' Lee said he was deeply honored by the recognition and would always be open to working with USM in advancing the field of sports science.
Saya harap saya also can work together in University Science Malaysia, how I can look forward untuk sports, either science, sports science itu, and kita boleh kongsikan untuk masa saya 19 years in the association, national team. I think 6 years in the state Penang. Totally my career badminton 25 years, and how I can sharing and just work together and University Malaysia. Looking forward lah.
The badminton legend also advised all national shuttlers to prepare themselves not only physically but also to improve their mental endurance, as the current challenges they would face are more intense. And in football, Cristiano Ronaldo passed the 800 goal mark for his club and country, scoring twice as Manchester United beat Arsenal 3-2 in an incident-packed Premier League match early this morning. The match began with United fans displaying a tribute banner to former manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who was sacked last month. The club's new interim manager Ralf Rangnick watched the game from the stands. Arsenal took the lead in bizarre fashion in the 30th minute when from a corner, United keeper David De Gea went down clutching his foot after he was stood on by teammate Fred, and Emil Smith Rowe drilled a shot into the unguarded goal from the edge of the box. As referee Martin Atkinson had not blown his whistle before the ball went into the net and no foul had taken place, the goal stood. United drew level a minute before the interval through a Bruno Fernandes strike and took the lead in the 52nd minute when Ronaldo converted a low cross from Marcus Rashford for his 800th goal. The Gunners struck back quickly through Martin Odegaard, but Ronaldo got the winner from the penalty spot after Atkinson went to the pitchside monitor and ruled that Fred had been brought down by Odegaard. That's it from us this afternoon. In our top story, MOH identifies 50 countries posing risks of spreading Omicron variant. News at 10 comes on this evening on My Freeviews, Berita RTM News channel. Until then, I'm Brendan Lepol. Thanks for your company and take care.